stop them and force them into a passing situation, and then able to rush the ball on offense when we needed to rush the football. We made some mistakes we need to clean up. Spencer needs to do a little bit better job of when he's scrambling, take off and run instead of throwing across his body. He's still young, so he's making adjustments. But overall, it was a very good win for us against a very physical team, and enjoy this one tonight and get back to work tomorrow.
Trey Sterling led the defense with 7 tackles. What has it been like for you to see him step into this starting role this season and really make a big impact?
He's made a big change from last year to this year. Sometimes we see young men that they're just kind of there, and then a year later they decide that football is important to them, and they play much better, and he falls into that category. He's been a reliable player for us.
Over the course of 5 weeks, what are you most pleased with regard to defensive progress?
They get a little better each week. I think everybody knows that in most cases you have to stop the run first. It's not always easy, but you have to stop the run and then rally to the pass. So we've continued to improve each week and got a little better. Challenge next week will be much different than it was this week. But I like where we're at. I like our coaching. I like our schemes, and I like that our players have a pretty good feel what we're trying to accomplish.
Mike, it seemed like your defensive line and linebackers were just really strong in the run. Did you feel like that was a lot of individual effort, scheme? What do you chalk that up to?
I'll be honest with you. I was a little surprised we could be that strong versus the run against them. After I watched them play Mississippi State, I was a little concerned. Mississippi State's got some big, strong guys, and Kansas State handled them on both sides of the ball. Our guys played really good. We had a good scheme, and our guys played low. They got under the pads. We tackled pretty well. I don't know that we missed maybe 1 or 2 tackles. We tackled really well. We played disciplined football. We had when you talk about penalties, we had 6 for 60. And we had one unsportsmanlike, and then at the end of the game, a young guy got one. So we were really good and disciplined from a penalty standpoint, and then we were excellent in special teams. There's always an issue against them in special teams, and we challenged them, and I thought it's the best we've been in kick coverage against them.
Your linebackers, before the season, I think a lot of people had some guys penciled in there, and really those guys aren't your primaries at this point. You had Devin out there quite a bit with those other 2 guys tonight. I mean, the way Malcolm has evolved, the way Amen has evolved, how do you sort of foresee where they've come and where they're headed?
Early in middle of August, there was concerns based on just not having very many guys to even line up in practice. And we've got a couple of guys back now. We dropped Malcolm down, and he's played aggressive and has done well for us. And now Devin just got back, and we're excited about him being full speed next week in practice. 11's done a good job. 33 gets in there and makes some plays. So I'm pleased with them. They're doing a good job with them. I think that they're keeping it simple and not getting out of our box where they can keep a clear mind and play fast.
Coach, last week you mentioned that there was you needed to trade field goals for touchdowns, and you dominated on both sides of the ball clearly, but is there still a little frustration in there that you got that close and still had to kick field goals?
The good news tonight was we traded field goals for field goals. That was the difference. So we're still not good enough down there. A couple times we made mistakes. One time we threw a pick. The other time we got a penalty and put ourselves out of commission. Those 2 times, okay? We were better when we got down in there if it wasn't for the penalty and the pick. But we're not. It needs to improve. We're not good enough down there yet. We've done some different things. You could tell by watching us tonight. We did a few different things, but we still need to improve. In order to have success in this league, we can't kick field goals. Teams can score too many points. So what you're saying is exactly right. But we exchanged field goals with them. We held them to a lot of field goals, and that's why we were able to win the game.
How did you think the offensive line was able to handle quite a few lineup changes tonight?
I don't know, and I don't even want to think about it. It had me scared. I don't think I ate much all week. We had five guys and 4 guys in a different spot. 2 guys that are freshmen playing tackle. One's never played before, so Charlie did a great job with them. Did it make me nervous? Sure it did. But they went out and played pretty well. It wasn't perfect, but Rye came in and played good. He did that last year, and he came in and played well, and we were able to move guys around a little bit and do a pretty good job. I mean, we rushed for 373 yards, so I was proud of them. But I was a little nervous all week, to be honest with you.
Every year you have that big quarterback wide receiver duo, whether it be Mason to Washington, Cornelius to Wallace, and now Sanders to Wallace. What do you like about this duo?
What do I like about what?
What do you like about Sanders to Wallace that you've seen through 5 games now?
Well, Spencer is, he knows where his weapons are. Tylen's tough to deal with. And he's a special player. That's why he was finished where he did last year in the Blintnikoff. And we should get better every week. Spencer should improve each week, and it should even get better for our team as he matures and sees more different defensive structures and gets more reps.
Coach, Chuba was kind of limited early. He had a great night. What's just your thoughts on his night tonight?
Well, obviously he was tremendous. 300 yards rushing, give or take, whatever it was. In the second half, they started, when we put 2 inside, they started taking the safety and putting him high over on the hash, okay, to protect him. And so that took one man out of the run. And when that happened, we just got to try to block him up, and there's nobody in the middle of the field when he hits the seam.
How important was that 8-4 run you had? Just kind of separate the score a little bit.
At the third quarter?
Yeah.
It was huge because it gave us, you come out at its first 4 minutes of the game and first 4 minutes of the second half a lot of times for people. You hear people say that, and I believe that. And so it gave us a lot of juice because they came out after the delay and had a 4 vertical at wing set and got us. And then we held them to a field goal. We matched it and then came back out at halftime, and then we took a chunk. And so that gave us a chance to put them behind the 8 ball with their offensive structure, and it was big for our team.
How big was it for the size of the crowd for you guys coming out after that?
It's awesome. I mean, I say it every time. It's a big part of college football, and I mean, I think if I was there and you had a long delay and, you got to really want to stay. I mean, kids and young people and everybody, and it gets late, but they're awesome to stay there. And we come back out and the crowd's loud and they got excited when we started. So it means a lot to us and to me personally being a grad that our fans are committed to our team.
You got Spencer out of the pocket, rolling out a little bit more. It looked like by design, not necessarily scrambling situations.
That's correct.
What do you like with that, with him in those sorts of plays?
We had young tackles, and so we had to have something to go to if we thought we were struggling a little bit, because you never really know how young people are going to play. So we said at least we have a few things we can do and move him. He does move well enough to do it. So we had a few things we put in off a sprint out, and it worked for us. Should have worked again another time. He threw to the wrong guy. So it ended up being a nice addition that Sean and the staff came up with.
Are there things that he does throwing on the run that are better than a lot of guys you've seen? He makes some throws that are pretty impressive.
Well, he's got a strong arm. He's got the elasticity that normal people don't have when he throws it, and he runs fast. I don't like him throwing across his body, and he knows that. He's young. He's got to get out of that. He's trying to make a play every time. Sometimes it's okay to run it or throw it out of bounds. But he does have a very live arm, and he can whip it fast being on the run. So that's a weapon for us when he's out on the move.
Anything else, Coach?
Good? All right, guys, thanks.